The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is pure cinematic attitude. Released in 1966 and directed by Sergio Leone, this isn't just a Western, it's the Western. The one that took the genre, flipped the table, lit a cigarillo, and said, "We're doing this my way now." It's big, bold, violent, funny, strangely poetic, and so stylish it practically struts across the screen. The plot is beautifully simple. 3 men are after the same stash of buried gold during the American Civil War. Blondie is played by Clint Eastwood in the role that cemented him as the ultimate cinematic gunslinger. Angel Eyes is portrayed by Lee Van Cleef, who somehow manages to look terrifying even when he's standing completely still. And Tuco is brought to life by Eli Wallach in one of the most chaotic, hilarious, and oddly touching performances in Western history. They form shaky alliances, betray each other, survive near-death situations, and race across deserts, battlefields, and prison camps in pursuit of 200,000 in Confederate gold. But the magic of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly isn't really about the treasure. It's about the vibe. It's about how Leone stretches moments so long you can practically hear your own heartbeat. It's about extreme close-ups of squinting eyes and twitching fingers. It's about long, daring stretches of silence, suddenly shattered by a gunshot. Leone's version of the West is nothing like the polished, heroic landscapes of older Hollywood westerns. This West is dirty. People are sweaty. Teeth are yellow. Everyone looks like they haven't slept in days. There are no shining white hats or noble speeches about justice. Survival is the only real rule. Even Blondie is good in a relative sense. He runs a scam with Tuco where he turns him in for bounty, rescues him before execution, and splits the profit. It's clever, it's ruthless, it's also kind of funny. That's the tone of the movie. Morally questionable, but endlessly entertaining. Tuco might actually be the heart of the film. He's greedy, dramatic, and constantly complaining. But he's also the most human of the trio. He gets scared, he gets angry, he gets desperate. In a movie filled with cool, controlled killers, Tuco feels messy and real. When he scrambles through the cemetery, frantically searching for the right grave, it's ridiculous and epic at the same time. You're watching a man run in circles over money, yet it feels like destiny unfolding. And that music, even if someone has never seen The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, they've heard that theme. The eerie, coyote-like howl, the sharp, dramatic build. It's become shorthand for Western showdowns. The soundtrack doesn't just support the film, it defines it. Morricone understood that Leone wasn't making a traditional Western. He was making a myth. The music feels operatic, almost theatrical, turning gunfights into ballets and standoffs into symphonies of tension. One of the most surprising things about the movie is how it uses the Civil War. In many films, the war would be the main event. Here, it's almost background noise. Constant, chaotic, and ultimately pointless. There's a powerful stretch where Blondie and Tuco get caught between Union and Confederate soldiers, fighting over a bridge that has little strategic value. Men are dying every day just to hold it. The officers drink themselves numb. No one seems entirely sure why they're fighting anymore. And when Blondie and Tuco decide to blow it up, it accidentally stops the slaughter. It's darkly ironic. The treasure hunters show more practical mercy than the armies do. Of course, everything builds to the legendary final showdown at Sad Hill Cemetery. If there's one scene that defines not just the movie, but the entire Western genre, it's this one. 3 men, a circular arena of graves, no dialogue, just the camera cutting between eyes, hands, and sweat. Leone drags the moment out to the absolute limit. It's almost unbearable. You know someone's gonna draw. You just don't know who or when. And when it finally happens, it's over in seconds. What's wild is how modern the film still feels. The anti-hero energy, the morally gray characters, the stylized violence. You can see its fingerprints all over directors like Quentin Tarantino, who practically built part of his career on that blend of tension and sudden brutality. Even characters like the Mandalorian owe something to Eastwood's quiet, watchful presence. The man with no name became the blueprint for cool detachment. Yet, despite all its grit and cynicism, the film is strangely beautiful. The wide desert landscapes feel endless. The close-ups turn faces into landscapes of their own. Wrinkles, scars, and squints tell stories without words. Leone understood that movies could be larger than life without losing emotional impact. He treated gunfights like opera, greed like tragedy, and silence like a weapon. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly works because it embraces contradiction. It's brutal but funny, cynical but oddly hopeful, stylish but grounded in human weakness. The title sounds simple, almost like a fairy tale structure. But by the time the credits roll, you realize those labels blur together. Blondie isn't purely good, Angel Eyes isn't purely evil, and Tuco isn't just ugly. Everyone has a little of all three in them. More than 50 years later, the film still feels like the moment Westerns grew up. It took dusty frontier myths and turned them into something raw and self-aware. It showed that heroes could be flawed, that war could be pointless, and that sometimes the most powerful storytelling comes from a stare and a single gunshot echoing across an empty graveyard. And that's why The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly isn't just a classic. It's cinematic legend, buried treasure that never stops shining.